It is now 8:45. In the beginning, a simpler time of air travel, there was the movie Airport.
No! 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 Personal property. You've got no right to take it over. Here. Stop! Stop! No! No! You stay where you are!
Guerrero, listen to me. You'll kill yourself or nothing if you explode that bomb.
Bomb!
And that very first airport begat Airport 75.
And the Baron is at 12:30.
And after that, yes, there was Airport 77. And just when you thought they were out of plot lines, the Concorde, Airport 79, came in for a landing.
Here it comes.
And that was the sturdy George Kennedy at the controls. He is a veteran of all four of the airport films. They have all been just released on home video cassette. And we thought we'd use that occasion to reunite him with two of his co-stars, Charlton Heston and Linda Blair. They are both joining us this morning from Los Angeles. Good morning. And George Kennedy is here with me in New York. Nice to see you again.
Good morning, Joan. I'm always delighted to see you.
They call these things disaster movies. They are anything but a disaster at the box office. Why do you think they're so incredibly popular?
I don't know. I think it's really quite simple. I don't think they're disasters at all. I think they're entertaining. I think they're exciting. And I don't think anybody that has ever gone to see an airport movie comes out of the theater feeling cheated. In other words, you pay an inordinate amount to go to a movie anymore anyway. I think when you come out of an airport movie, you've got your money's worth.
And Chuck, they pack these things to the gills with all the big Hollywood stars. How do they get all the big-time winners, even Charlton Heston?
Well, it's necessary in this genre to have instantly recognizable performers in all the parts, because the parts are all really quite short. And you may appear for one short scene in the first reel and then not come back for, another 25 minutes. And so they have to say, no, it's Paul Newman who plays the architect and Steve McQueen plays the fire chief. You got it.
And I remember, Linda, you played a sick little girl. How old were you when you played that role? And what was that like for you, being in this huge cast?
I was 15 when I did Airport 75. And to me, it was an amazing experience because I got to work with people like Mr. Heston and Mr. Kennedy, so it was overwhelming, and we had a lot of fun.
I'll bet. You know, it's not only packed with stars, but George is really packed with action. I mean, the stunts are unbelievable, but I want you to tell us about one. This was in Airport 75, that it was done for real.
Oddly enough, Linda and Chuck were both in that film. Okay. And one of Hollywood's great stuntmen, Joe Cannot, who's the son of probably the greatest stuntman, Yakima Cannot. He and Chuck was in the helicopter, and Joe was tethered out of a helicopter all the way down to a 747, and he actually did this up in the air. And when he got to the 747 and they opened the hatch, the escape hatch, if you will, for the 747, Joe went into the hatch, but bureaucracy being what it is, the FAA said, you can't do that. So while Chuck was up there, they tethered him back up to the helicopter again. And
I mean, I don't know if people really realize that was really happening.
Oh, no, that really, Chuck, to the best of my knowledge, that story's never been told. Is that correct?
I've told it around dinner tables, George.
Well, listen, you part of the Red Sea. Would you ever want to try that?
I was worried enough having Joe Cannot try it. But what's interesting is that the capacity to do that air-to-air transfer actually exists. The technology is in place.
So what was in the airport movies, as Chuck is pointing out, I don't think they fib too much. I think that's why there's a genuineness about them that I think people either in home video or wherever will enjoy.
And that excitement. Let's break for just a moment. I have some more things I want to ask you. We'll get more of the lowdown on the making of the airport films, and we'll catch up on what's new in the lives of Charlton Heston, Linda Blair, and George Kennedy right after this. 8 minutes before 9, we're back with Charlton Heston, Linda Blair, and George Kennedy. George, I just wonder, which is your favorite one of all the airport movies?
Oh, the best one, the first one.
The first one.
The Arthur Haley novel, the Ross Hunter, the Jennings Lang. The first one, I think, was the best.
How did you feel when you got Lampoon, you know, the airport, I mean, the airplane and Airplane 2?
I enjoyed Airplane 1. I didn't enjoy Airplane 2 as much. Airplane 1 knocked my socks off.
You thought it was all in fun, yeah.
I loved it. I just laughed my head off.
I want to find out what you're all up to now. Chuck, obviously we see you guys on the Colbys, but you've been doing the Caine Mutiny court-martial in London. I hear something exciting is happening. You're taking it to
Indeed.
L.A.
Yes,
want to tell us?
An enormous success with Caine Mutiny in London last year, and we've reassembled the same company with Ben Cross co-starring with me, and I directing it again. We open in Los Angeles May 6th, and then take it to Kennedy Center later in the spring.
Will you bring it on into New York, possibly?
I think I'll have to go back to work on the Colbys by the time we finish in Washington.
Ooh.
But
Linda?
it's very rewarding.
Yeah, Linda, how about you? What you doing? You had some bumpy times, at least that's what we were reading in the press. Is everything on track, and what are you working on?
Oh, everything's terrific. It couldn't be any better. I'm very excited. I just finished up, as a matter of fact, today is my last day on a film called Night Fighters with Chad McQueen and Jimmy Van Patten and Richard Lynch. So today's my last day, and then we're on to some other things, and no, things are really great.
You're going to relax for a while then?
I'll come back home to New York for a few days, and then I'll be back to work out here in California.
George, how about you? I know you've been writing novels. I've talked to you about that.
Well,
on
the second
show
one,
here.
Murder on High, I have the screenplay completed, and it's at Paramount now. They're very interested in it. That, oddly enough, in the context in which we're talking, is an airport movie.
That's what I wanted to ask about. They can't do another one without you.
Oh,
do you
please,
think
I would love that. I've enjoyed, as Linda said a little bit ago, they're fun to make, and you're with such nice people. They're terrific. So Murder on High is an airport movie, but with a lot of murders.
Might we see an Airport 1999?
'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished.
You guys are giggling out there in L.A. Would you want to do one of these movies again?
I enjoyed doing the one I did. And I enjoyed working with George, of course, and Linda, though we never had a scene together. Yeah.
All right, it's nice seeing you all again. Good luck.
Lovely
Chuck,
to borrow your audience again.
Good luck with Caine Mutiny, too, Chuck.
Thanks so much.
George, it's always nice seeing you again.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back right after this from Fresh Start. Stay with us.